Well, welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We have a very special lineup. This is the McKinsey Network. I'm Deborah McKinsey, and I'm here at our Careers from Home. And the guest that I have today is actually the person who has mentored me and worked with me to actually get on this show. And she's just a fabulous lady, dynamite. Just met her strictly. It just was a coincidence. And she's helped me so much. So I'd like to introduce Raven Blair Glover, and she is known as the talk show maven. She has worked with so many celebrities. She's worked with people from startup businesses to Fortune 500 companies. And she just has a heart of gold, and her passion is really to help people get their voice out into the world. And so those of you that are here at Careers, watching this whole series that we have, what's so fantastic is you're going to get to see how to really get yourself branded and get yourself out there through the TV in the television arena. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to introduce Miss Raven Blair Glover.
Hello.
Today.
Hi. We got to say Raven Blair Glover, or my new husband will just have a fit.
Well, great. Well, we'll include him in that.
Okay.
And we definitely appreciate all he does, because I know when we talked, he's been one of your biggest supporters. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, he actually is the one who set up and actually surprised you. You didn't know he was doing it. He set you up with the Roku and Roku. Sorry.
Yeah, and Amazon Fire TV. Yes, he did. Yes.
Present or anniversary present or something. I mean,
well,
what
one
a
was
great
an
guy.
anniversary present. You got a good memory. One was an anniversary present. I think he set me up with Roku first, and then he set me up for no, one was Christmas. Roku was for Christmas, and then Amazon Fire was for our anniversary, which was just a few weeks later, because our anniversary is the 30th of December. So I'm 31st of December. So that is what he surprised me about. But here's the thing. Way back when I first got into broadcasting and podcasting, I was working at CNN. And when I, made the decision that I was going to start my own radio station, he was the one that said, yeah, just start your own radio station from home. Not a radio show or a podcast show, but an actual station. And he lived in California. I lived in Houston. He flew up to Houston, brought some equipment, all kind of mixing boards and all kind of stuff. And I went to sleep. When I woke up, he took me in the bedroom, and he had microphones and everything was all fixed up. He had all my products on the shelf, and we had a radio station. We turned my second bedroom into a radio station. He surprised me with that. That's when I knew I had to marry him,
You know what? I would say if someone did that for me, I would say, let's do it. Let's go.
Yeah, I always tell people, some girls get diamonds, some girls get pearls. I get a radio station and 2 TV networks. How cool is that?
It does make a big impact if you are married and you do have the support of your spouse. There's no question about it. Of course, that really
that's
is
not always the case.
But it's not always the case. It is not always the case. Mm-hmm. So those of you that do have that support, that is fantastic. I know we've talked to different people about their situations that have come on the show, but Raven has that beautiful story there. So please thank him, because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be having this series that could change many people's lives and their future by all these great interviews.
Well, you know what? You brought up a good point about not everybody has it. And, the Khalik is like my 4th husband. So ladies, skip number 3 and go straight to 4. That's the charm. And I married him in my 60s. And I always like to come on amazing shows like you have, Deborah, for people to see the realness. You know what I'm saying? That it wasn't easy for me. As you know, I felt like Casper most of my life. I felt unheard, misunderstood, ignored, and not acknowledged or recognized. It seemed like the only time I was acknowledged and recognized was if I did something bad, which caused me to do bad things. You know what I'm saying? Be the troublemaker in school, fighting, or, running away from home, whatever it was, until finally, I realized for things to change, I got to change, and I got to stop waiting for people to give me permission to succeed. I need to do it myself. And that's what I love about the Careers from Home TV channel and all the amazing series that we're bringing on like yours, because we can show people that we don't have to be perfect, right, Deborah? We don't have to get it all right all our life. We can forget about what happened in our past as far as why we can't grow. We can take those lessons and pass it on to others and take the things that we've learned since then. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us are masters at something,
Right.
like the receptionists and stuff at work, the people that were, in, what was it, where they, accounting and all that stuff. I could never do that. But thank goodness I was a good salesperson. I was a good listener. So I think we take the things that are natural to us and we can turn it into a home business. Ha ha ha. And when we work from home, we're doing it on our terms. I get to say, I'm the boss of me.
That's right. That's right. How many subscribers actually are signed into these two programs that
Well,
or are
I mean, it's kind of hard to say. I mean, because we're part of Roku and Amazon Fire. So people find us from people like you having shows and from our network sharing us. So between Roku and Amazon Fire, you're looking at least maybe 120 million plus possibilities we have. You know what I'm saying? Here's the cool thing though. People don't have to be on their computer. So they're looking at us from their bed and from their chair, from home at a TV screen, and just like they would be looking at any series on their favorite channel. They download, they do a search for Careers from Home TV, and they download us, and we could be sitting right next to OWN or Netflix. See, they get to choose because we are in the world now of grabbing content on when we demand it and from who we demand it from, right? Here's the thing about Careers from Home TV. It has an attractor factor, that name does, right? Because there's people, we're in a pandemic. People have lost their jobs. People have walked away from their jobs because of the pandemic, whatever the case is. And some people, still have their job, but the businesses, the corporations are saying, wow, we survived this pandemic not thinking we were, because now we didn't need the overhead of the office. The lights didn't need to be on, right? All the computers here on at one time. People are working from their home and they're not even wanting people to come back in the office. People are not wanting to come back into office, so it's a win-win. So, the people that download us, we have the potential of 120 million plus, and we'll be going to Apple TV next year. So, and more smart TVs. These are streaming networks, and they're getting just as big as CBS and NBC. If you look on Roku and Amazon Fire, you will see these big channels are on there. Now, what type of people look for us are people that want self-development and education. We're not the housewives, and I love me some housewives, okay? So you got to have that mindset that you want to grow. But now, you have a choice of listening on your phone to your favorite podcast, or you can watch from home, laying in your bed, all snuggle up with your boo or whoever, and watch it on the TV screen. And that's what we're excited about, because we get to bring these amazing hosts like you, Deborah, and your fabulous show into the homes of their potential clients.
I love it. I love it. The other thing I was just thinking about is, we've got the podcast. I know you specialize in helping people get on TV like you have with me. And, I was so nervous. You could tell them, wasn't I just like, oh no, I don't know.
You were the same as I was, and everybody. We all start out nervous. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I am not a video person. Thank you, Earlene. Your assistant helped me this. I teach it, but I'm still, that Casper still lives inside me. You know what I'm saying? We are who we are at our core. And just because we get better at doing things and we get mentoring and counseling and things and we invest in ourselves, Debbie, and watch shows like this to advance and to better ourselves for our self-development, but it doesn't mean all the pain and hurt and everything left just like that. That doesn't happen. We're real people, and that's the type of shows that Raven International Media Empire builds. We build real TV shows for real people to show that you don't have to be the best at the best. You just have to have been through the challenges and can resonate with the audience watching you and share your lessons and, be a little vulnerable, tell some, say some, because sometimes we can say so much we disempower, and we want to empower, uplift, and inspire people one amazing Careers from Home TV show at a time.
I love this. Now, I'm wondering, we all have, I had Jill Lublin on. She's been on one of our episodes, and she really
Jill, okay, I love her.
Yeah, yeah, you'll get to see it. You'll get to see it, her, or maybe you already have, or you will. But she's talking, about books, how everybody should, have a book out.
Yeah.
Do you feel that now everything's shifting? Everything has shifted so much. We've seen such a shift. We don't have to go to a big studio. We don't have to be with CNN. I know you were with them, but do you see that we're possibly going to have TV as a form of just like it'll be like having a book? Like, what's your TV show? What's your show? Do you see that as being a trend going forward along with the podcast and radio show?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Streaming TV is in. Spectrum, who is my cable company, is telling people now to get on Roku, because now Spectrum, you can get to Spectrum by being on Roku. All right. So they collaborated with them because they seen people are cutting their cords on the cable, and they are a cable company. So how do they stay alive? You collaborate, right? You go with people that instead of looking at people as competition, you're like, how can I collaborate with these people?
Absolutely.
And so, I give them an applaud for doing that. You see OWN is on there. Oprah, she doesn't need Roku, you know what I'm saying? But she's on there. So you're seeing more and more. And for small business owners and work at home business entrepreneurs, for us, it gets to place us. It's about positioning, right? It positions us on these platforms that get 120 plus million. We don't, but they do. So we can leverage off of that, right? And not only that, like I said earlier, Deborah, when somebody downloads my app, the Careers from Home TV, the channel we built for amazing, broadcasters and teachers and mentors like yourself, when they download our app and they download Netflix, or they download, any of the CBS, or they download OWN or BET, whatever channels are on their TV set that they're like, let's think of it as their favorites. You know what I'm saying? So they have all their favorites on TV, and Careers from Home TV on some people's channels are right next to OWN. How cool is that? Or right next to Netflix, or right next to Prime TV. You see what I'm saying? Side by side, so as a business owner, I get to take a picture of that and say, and put it on social media and say, be sure to check out our channel. And I can say, if you love OWN, Netflix, and point out the other ones, be sure to check out our channel and download it next to your favorites.
I love it. Another question I'd really love to ask you, what year did you start in the television industry? I mean, it was a while back.
Well, it was 2018. I started my podcast back in 2006, by my mom's bedside when she was in the ICU unit. That's what started. I heard a man say the quickest way to become an expert is to interview experts. That was February 6, 2006. April 23rd, the same year, I launched my first show, From the Kitchen Table, Using a free conference call line. And I invited a lady that wrote a book with Six You Get Laundry, and I started interviewing her over the phone. Now, fast forward to, in 2018, when my husband gave me the anniversary gift and the Christmas gift of being on Roku and Amazon Fire. I it was scary to me, like you were talking about. I'm like, I'm not a video person. I'm an audio person. I like to interview people and do my shows in my PJs with my hair sticking up and no hat on. Now I have to, find a different hat because that's my brand, find clothes and stuff. So, so it was uncomfortable. But isn't that what we do as home-based business owners? And that's one thing, that when you're used to working in the office and you're working by yourself, you don't have anybody telling you what to do or making decisions. You have to put your big girl pants and your big guy pants on, right? And you have to, think of yourself as who you are now, the CEO or the owner, and make decisions and stretch yourself. So it was a stretch. I was excited and it was a stretch, but guess what? The 35 hosts that I had helped create podcasts for, when they came back after the holiday, the second week in January, I got to say to them, hey, you're going to be on TV. We're going to take you from being just a podcaster to a TV star. I got to be like Oprah and say, you get a show, you get a show, you get a show, you get a show. And they all, by March, launched their first TV show. And they're doing it from home. They're not in a studio. They're not getting on the highway. They are doing it from their living room, from the kitchen room, from whatever is their favorite spot. I even have one that's doing it from the closet. She has one of them big old walk-in closets, and she fixed her closet up because the sound comes in so good. So, yeah. How cool is that?
Yeah, no, I think that is wonderful. And so what I really want to ask you, and I love to ask this because obviously you could retire, you've got this amazing husband you could be traveling the world with, and he just adores you and dotes on you, obviously.
He does.
But you choose, right? We should have him on. We should have had him on. We'll have to do a separate show and interview the husband.
There you go. There you go.
Behind these powerful women that are out
there. Yeah, he's
there,
an engineer from home. He mixes music and he teaches people how to have that Grammy sound, because he's an award-winning Grammy engineer from their home studio. So yeah, he's a possible interview for you for sure. And he worked with Michael Jackson and Prince and Christina Aguilera, all the greats.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I'll have to create a separate show just for the entertainment industry. I would love to bring.
There's a lot of people doing that right now from home. They don't have to, and they're independent artists. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I thought that was relevant for me to say that right now.
It is. It definitely is. And obviously you two met for a reason. You just connected. He's helping you. But I guess my question is this, we all look at our lives, and as time goes by, we sit and we say, it's time to retire. What am I going to do? And what is it, if you could sum up it, what is your legacy that you really want to leave on this planet? The legacy that you feel that your soul and just every bit of your being is meant to do.
I love that question. And I got to tell you, I am living my legacy right now. And I always wanted that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to take it to the grave with me. I wanted to live it. And being able to help the Caspers in the world, those that work so hard and still feel like the best kept secret, or still feel dismissed and acknowledged. They're still waiting for that award. They're still waiting for someone to believe in them and to put them on the cover of a book or the cover of a magazine, or to give them permission to succeed. I want to give those people permission to believe in themselves so they can give themselves permission to succeed. I want to bring them from the background to the forefront so they can be recognized as the stars that they really are, and take them from out of the shadows and into the spotlight, and show them how they can do anything that they want to do. It doesn't have to be broadcasting, anything they want to do from their home. But if they add podcasting and broadcasting, live streams, and especially TV show, then they are like the Oprahs in the world. As you know, Oprah didn't stop with the show. She owns the media. And we teach our clients how to own the media, not to just be heard, but to be seen and heard. Because you've heard me say, Deborah, when people can hear and see you, they begin to believe you. Which means they begin to go to your website, to buy your books and your products and service. And yes, 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 they see you now. They see that you're real. They see through all this, that you're not perfect and whatever, and they relate to you more. And so that's my legacy, and to put people in their first book and to help them become a bestseller. Our Raven International Media Company does all that, and we do it for a reasonable amount without people having to borrow money from the bank. We work with them on payment plans and stuff. That's my legacy, I think, is to help people shine and never feel bad, never feel without, never feel lesser than. I was in that pain and it hurts. I'll close off by saying, when I was in Hawaii, this happened in 2016. It was in December. My son had brought me and my husband out to Hawaii for our anniversary. And about 3 days before we left, I was going through my emails and just preparing to, what I'm going to look at when I get on the flight on the way home, because it's like 7 hours. And I kept seeing this email that said, "You've been nominated for the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award." And I did not believe it. I did not believe it.
Amazing.
The Casper in me said, "Who is playing this joke on me? Me?" And I kept ignoring it. And one day, my son, the day before we left, he was looking over my shoulder. He said, "Mom, does that say from the President of the United States, the Office of the President of the United States?" I'm like, "Yeah, somebody, keeps sending me this email." And he says, there's a number down there, you should call it. And I called it and it was real. And they said, "Look, President Obama is going to be leaving the office in 3 weeks," because this was in January, the end of January. "We need to get some information on you. You've only been nominated. We need some information." So they told me what they needed from me. I had to get some history showing, some of the things I had done and stuff. And when I got back home, in the mail, there it was, a letter saying, "Congratulations. And this is where the event's going to be." I didn't get to see Obama. He had ambassadors back then. And so I had to fly to Atlanta. I got a chance to walk across the stage and get pinned with the presidential pin that I keep over there. I've got a letter from him and I've got an award. And I'm doing my business from home. Career from home TV.
That is so good. And so what I love is that all of you, the audience that are watching, please go to my website up here, the McKenzie Network, and .com. And you're going to see, Raven, you are, just from them watching this show, you do have a little something, something for them if they decide to go and choose you and get some mentorship, such as I did myself, right? You are putting a little something out there for them, I know, right? So we'll definitely get it.
Yeah, we'll have a free gift waiting for you for sure. Absolutely. And love to talk to any of you that are truly ready to step out of the shadows into the spotlight, like Deborah did, and all these amazing hosts on the platform. And bring your talent, bring your skill, bring yourself, just bring yourself raw and real, and the lessons that you have learned along your way to the TV screen, and the chance for you to promote your products and services whenever you want when you have your own show. So thank you, Deborah. I'm so glad. I'm so proud of you. Yay!
I'm so happy. Who would have thought just a month ago? I don't even think it was a month, maybe 3 weeks ago, I made the decision to up and do this. So thank you for being there and just being the source, and just believing in me and all of us that come through. We're your little tribe, and we just really appreciate
I love you for it. Thank you for stepping into your power and bringing such an amazing show, all these awesome interviews of all these people that are sharing their from their heart, their insider secrets. I tell you, those that watch will share because your show is definitely share worthy, and I'm so proud of you. And listen,
Oh,
I got my
thank you.
Rodecaster Pro, so I'm going to give you a clap. There you go. That's for you, Deborah McKenzie.
And so we're going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you again for coming. It was so great.
Thank
And just
you.
remember the McKenzie Network. We're all
Yeah.
about that one connection
Mm.
creates an impact. So thank you. And we look forward to seeing you. And I've got a great guest coming up for the next show. So stay tuned. Have a great afternoon.